Welcome back to Straight Talk and Passionate Talk. In the studio, of course, with us this week is MCK Chief, although you wouldn't necessarily know it from Mike and I, is Carl Horn is here, Chief Carl Horn. And of course, we're discussing the whole issue of membership as it exists in Kahnawake. The one thing that I have said when we talked about this last night on the radio is that for me, it doesn't matter when we talk about. I could almost say, hey, put this on the back burners for the moment, okay? And I realize it's pressing for a lot of people, but in the ideal world in which we don't exist, we ought to get our ship, our boat, our canoe in order. No, I mean seriously, Mike, but we're going to come to. If we don't, we're going to continue to come at loggerhead. We're going to anyways with Canada. We're going to be at loggerhead legally. They will be the ones who come forward. They're going to do it through the human rights legislation. Human rights legislation is changing, and they're going to come to the point where you can't say that such and such a person because of who they are can't live any place in Canada. And Kahnawake is part of Canada, by the way. That's coming. It's on our doorstep.
You know what? We've been there for hundreds of years. I don't think that anything's going to change. You know what the government has to. The government has to realize. The government has to realize is that we're a sleeping giant, and we allow things to progress and to go until we decide that we're not going to do that anymore. And then the community says, you know what? It's our turn. We're not taking it anymore. You can only put us in the corner for so long, and after that, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is now's the time to do it. And I'm still the bear wakes up. Something inside of him wakes him up. I mean, I'm not saying I'm that person.
Let's talk about the bear. Let's talk about the bear that's waking up. Who took over the membership portfolio?
At this point in time, nobody. I mean, me and Rhonda were sharing it. I know she had a heavy load with the labor project and the Mercy Bridge, and so that's when I took it over 9 months ago, and it's technically still in Rhonda's name, but I assume in the next couple of weeks we're hoping at a council level that's there's a replacement named. It's just a question who wants to, not say step up to the plate, but who wants to, take that portfolio on. I mean, I think it's time for somebody else to.
It's still in that I think they want it to cool down a bit. It's in that melting pot.
You know what I've said in my own mind, to think like a cartoonist, but the way they got you to volunteer was they said, we need a volunteer, and 11 guys stepped back, and you were left in the front.
No,
but it's almost like what you have to do is nobody wants this.
That's the impression that people are getting, but that's not what happened. I mean,
I'm just saying.
We'll say it anyway, but even though it's
I went in there and I volunteered for it. I mean, it was simple as that, and I took it on, and I did my best with it. There's nothing else.
But the fact is nobody really wants to. There's nobody's chomping at their bit to get at it at this moment, is there?
They say careful what you want. You just might get it.
No,
right?
Not really. I mean,
but on the what I'm getting at is getting off the subject. Is membership, because we're going in 2 months from now or 6 months we're going to be back here and we're going to be talking about a different segment to that.
I'll come back and talk about it. I don't mind about the membership.
But the firing line, and I guess everybody's calling it the firing line, because everything you walk into, it's a firing line. It's because you're taking on a lot of the tough things in the community, and again, most recently with that is the drug issue, and some of the I guess threats that you've been making on television, say about with the drug dealers. You know what I mean? I mean, they're statements, but people call them threats. But is it? See, the drug issue is one thing. Membership is one thing. You have some authority or power to affect something or change. You know what I mean? As far as that goes, with the Mohawk Council making the decision. When it comes to the drug issue, making a statement is just a statement. People are saying that it doesn't mean the same thing unless it's coming from, say for instance, like the police or the court or somebody, you know what I mean? Then it means something more. But how do we deal with that? You know what I mean? It's because lip service is one thing, but what's the action part of that?
Well, you know, in the position that I'm in now, there's not much I can do in regards to.
And-
see,
and-
you have, you know, like any business, drug business, you have a supply and demand, and obviously the supply that's you know the peacekeepers play a large role in you know, to that effect. I'm more or less trying to concentrate on the demand and go and speak to students, you know, whether it be at our local high school. I coach hockey, I speak to them about it every day. I have 15-year-old kids on my team, 16-year-old kids, and that's all I can do. I mean, that's my honest opinion, and my message is out to, you know, to the peacekeepers. They have to play a larger role in the community, whether it be more community policing type PR activities where they're going to schools and speaking to them too, where in the summertime they're walking into Corey, they see a large group there, you know, for them to go in there and speak to them, you know, talk to the kids. I mean, because I'm sure some of them are their family members. I'm sure some of them are their daughter or son's friends, and I'm trying to get the peacekeeper more involved. But you were a peacekeeper before I was, and we know nobody's gonna tell me how to do my job at the time, and I don't want to tell the peacekeepers how to do their job. It's just.
But you know what? When somebody told me what they wanted and what they needed to do, I went and do it. I was an older Carl Horn, where I'll go kick your door in and then worry about what's going to happen later on. I was always like that, and nobody can say different. I mean, I'll be the first one in your door and the last one out of your door when it comes to, regardless of the situation, and I'll make it public. I'll have the media there to do it, and not to show that I'm doing it, to show that something is getting done in this community. And I'll be on the radio, and I'll be on television, and I'll be on shows like this, and I'll be all over the place. I'm not going to just stay in the background and not say anything. I'm going to be right in front, like you, and say, this is what the community wants, this is what has to happen, and this is what's going to get done. And then people start worrying. When it comes from you, people aren't going to worry as much. When it comes from them, then people take a step back and say, you know what, let's, even if it goes further underground, but you're going to realize that there's going to be a switch or a change, and it's going to be more difficult. The supply is going to be more difficult to get in the community because the statement's coming from them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying that I think that they need to take a lead in here and to get the community aware that they're doing something. Even if they're doing investigations, fine. That's one thing. You don't have to speak about that. But I think that you need to do as much blitzing and public PR as possible to let the community know that something is being done. Because right now, nothing is being done other than Carl going on and telling the drug dealers that stop selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know what else to do about the thing. I mean, I'm not saying my hands are tied, but I'm not a police anymore.
No,
I
can't
do the things that I did before, and where I physically grab someone, you know, in regards to the drug issue. But as a community, we have to, we got to take a long look at it. I mean, it's just as important as membership. These are our future leaders. I mean, and we're not talking 15, 16, 17-year-old kids anymore. Experiencing with marijuana. I mean, there's 13 and 14-year-old kids that are already involved with crystal meth and ecstasy, and it's mind-boggling to you know, to hear parents' stories that tell me, and they tell me on a daily basis about a 13, 14-year-old son or daughter that is lost right now. That's unacceptable, and as a community we have to address it. How are we going to do it? You know, I only can say so much and threaten so many people, but all the organizations, the stakeholders have to sit down, and we have to, you know, brainstorm or consult on something where, you know, something has to be done before something tragic happens, and I don't want to see that.
Something tragic has already happened a few times.
Well, yeah, and the tragedies will continue to happen. Look, we'll take a break. We're listening to, you're watching Straight Talk. We'll take a break, and we'll be back after this. Don't go away.